Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some excellent gameplay here from a good friend of mine, JGUNN06. He sent me these battles just last week, so I thought I'd put them all together and give them a wee commentary. He is using the Dunsparce in the lead with Rufflet and Runerigress in the back. Super fun, spicy team. He did these ones just before getting his elo, so should be some good fun here. Anyway, into the first battle, we've got Dunsparce into Hitmonchan. Not a great matchup for Dunsparce, so instantly swapping out to Runerigress. Opponent decides to stay in and throw a Fire Punch, not quite sure what was happening there, before switching out to their Pelipper. JGUNN here throwing the Sand Tomb bait and then going straight now for the Shadow Ball to either force the final shield or to one-hit KO the Pelipper. And he does one-hit KO the Pelipper, lovely. The opponent brings back in the Hitmonchan, which we know is not a great matchup. Sand Tomb now from JGUNN, from his Runerigress, and the Hitmonchan is still designed to throw Fire Punches. So having one switch and shield advantage, JGUNN's able to bring in and farm down the Hitmonchan with his Rufflet, and now it's pretty much a GG with his shield advantage. Rock Tomb coming out from Rufflet here is successfully shielded by the gold bat, but still it's not looking great with the debuffed attack now, and in comes the Dunsparce here to wrap up the game with a Rock Slide. So yeah, not quite sure why that Hitmonchan kept throwing Fire Punches, probably needs to get Ice Punch on there, and the opponent then decides to top left. Into the second game here, we've got Dunsparce into Unova Stunfisk. So Unova Stunfisk just had its research day, so maybe this opponent was trying that out. But Drill Run now coming out for the Dunsparce, and straight swap into Runerigress to catch the discharge. That was a good play there. And now the opponent brings in Blaziken to basically try and tank a Sand Tomb, which it didn't like. No shield now from the Runerigress, which gets one shot by Blast Burn. Rufflet now can farm down, and in comes the Clefable. So throwing the Rock Tomb here to lower the attack of the Clefable and back into the Dunsparce, which is probably tankier than the Rufflet, to start throwing these drill runs now. The second shield goes down from the opponent there, and JGUNN now just farming up with his rollout, successfully shields the Moonblast and doesn't get the attack debuff there, and now throwing drill run, more charms, and this time throwing a Rock Slide. I think they're both fairly similar energy and damage wise. Back in comes the Stunfisk now, which definitely won't like to take a drill run, which JGUNN successfully unleashes here. Into the next game, we've got Dunsparce into Altaria, so quite a neutral matchup, I would say. Dragon Breaths will start to add up, but Rock Slides do hit back with super effective damage, and it does look like two Rock Slides there would take out the Altaria. JGUNN throws the Rock Slide with Dunsparce, swaps into his Runerigress and starts farming up. He's going to try and bait with the Sand Tomb, which the opponent does shield, so that's good for JGUNN there. Now trying to get to a Shadow Ball, now against the Scrafty, which comes in. It still does fairly decent damage, to be fair. Scrafty a little bit of a core breaker here for JGUNN, but it does manage to get to the Sand Tomb before going down after the opponent power up punched, and does successfully get the last shield there, so that is very good. Rufflet now coming in successfully no shields the power up punch there, and JGUNN probably has to shield here. No, does not shield there, so he's keeping the shield for his Dunsparce here. Does get off the Rock Tomb, and in the back is an Empoleon with Metal Claw for some reason. So here, two drill runs from the Dunsparce will be enough to knock out the Empoleon. JGUNN here successfully shielding the Hydro Cannon, and decides to go for the Rock Slide BM to finish off the Empoleon. Into the next game, we have Dunsparce into Galarian Stunfisk this time. Positive matchup here for Dunsparce here. Will take neutral damage from both Rock Slide and Earthquake, but will be able to hit back with super effective Drill Run, which will, after one Drill Run, will leave the Galarian Stunfisk almost in sort of two Drill Run KO range. Doesn't quite get the snipe there with the Runerigress, and has to eat an Earthquake for his trouble. In comes now a Zoomerl, so not too great for Runerigus here, but can throw decent damage here with Shadow Ball, and will get, probably might have got to another one there before the opponent farmed him down, but it would have been super close. Does let the rune go down with the bubbles, and brings back in the Dunsparce. Now we are shielding our Dunsparce here with the Ice Beams, and farming up to 2 drill runs, and he's going to first throw the first one here. The opponent no shields, and in comes Wigglytuff now, and JGUNN there does swap out straight away. He wants to get the attack debuff onto the Wigglytuff here. Can he reach that aerial ace before going down? Yes, he can. So that extra damage there probably ensures that the drill run or rock slide here will take out the Wigglytuff before it can fire off a move. And into the final game here, we have Dunsparce into Pidgeot, a very successful lead for Dunsparce here. Can throw these super effective rock slides at the Pidgeot. It just has to watch out for a Brave Bird, which will do lots of damage, but Feather Dance will not do very much. Does eat the Brave Bird actually, almost goes down. Just about hangs on. Opponent then swaps out instantly into a Zoomerl to tank up the drill run before JGUNN swaps out to Runerigus. Shields successfully the Ice Beam here, and is now going to throw the Sand Tomb Bait, hoping to get the shield from the opponent, which they don't shield. JGUNN here having to double shield his Runerigus because Ice Beam will probably one-shot the Runerigus. And now farming up again, going for the Shadow Ball this time, which the opponent doesn't shield either. So they're obviously keeping their shield for something else. And in the back here we have Unovan Stunfisk again. So Sand Tomb we'll start adding up damage-wise. I don't think a Mud Bomb will take out the Runerigus, and Discharge definitely won't take out the Runerigus, being 2 times weak. And is JGUNN able to get to the drill run? He is just about able to get to the drill run onto the Stunfisk there, and now it's Tiny Bird against Big Bird. So opponent here decides to Feather Dance to begin with to drop the attack of Rufflet by 2 stages, but this super effective Rock Tomb still does massive damage, to be honest. And I think at this point, yeah, JGUNN is able to get to the final aerial ace, as the opponent was probably trying to get double Brave Bird to finish the game. So thank you very much for JGUNN for sending those battles over. They were a good fun to watch and commentate. Loved the spicy team, using a few different Pokemon that you've seen on my channel before. But again, the battles were still excellent. I will leave a link to JGUNN's own YouTube in the description below if you want to check out some of the stuff that he's done previously. If you could leave a like and a comment on this video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys next time.